Jurassic World is directed by Colin Trevorrow and stars Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. Now, it's been 14 years since the last Jurassic Park movie. God, that's a long time. And to be honest, it wasn't the best film in the world. Jurassic Park 3 was pretty bad. Jurassic Park 2 was alright, but everyone admits that the first one is the best one, and the other two sequels didn't quite capture the same experience that the first one had. So what Jurassic World does is it picks up pretty much not straight after the events of the first one, but it is a direct sequel to the first one, making 2 and 3 obsolete. Jurassic World basically sees the park fully open. You see John Hammond's vision of a park full of dinosaurs just in full swing, and basically the whole dinosaur thing is starting to lose audience members. It's starting to lose crowds. People are becoming less interested in dinosaurs as they used to be, so they thought to jazz it up, they'd just, create a new dinosaur. Yeah, that's logical. Now, like I said a minute ago, the 2 sequels to Jurassic Park aren't the best. I mean, I got the first one here, and it's a classic. There's no reason I would own it on Blu-ray if it wasn't. It's one of the best films ever made. Steven Spielberg did a great job on it, and it's going to be very hard to try and encapsulate that same feel that you had watching the first one ever again. Now, I'm going to start off with the positives, because there are quite a few positives. This film is good, but it's not great. It's not as good as I wanted it to be, but it still is enjoyable. I want you to get that across. I want to get that across first. I enjoyed this film, but it is not as good as Jurassic Park. It's way better than the third one, I can say that, but there's something missing. The good elements are good. Chris Pratt is absolutely fantastic in this film. So is Bryce Dallas Howard, even though in the trailers she looked like she was going to be a bit useless and just shout, "Run!" Just a bit useless, but she is actually really good in this film, better than I thought she would be, at least. The 2 little kids, they're not really little, but they do get on my nerves a bit. But apart from that, the acting is pretty good. The CGI in this film is also really good as well. There are a couple of times when it does look fake. There is a bit too much of an over-reliance on CGI in this film, which is another reason why Jurassic Park is such a great film. Steven Spielberg managed to blend animatronics for close-ups with CGIs for long wide shots to make the spectacle more of a spectacle. With this film there's more of an over-reliance on CGI, meaning you don't get as much of a wow factor when you see dinosaurs for the first time, which is a bit disappointing, but still the CGI is good in this film. There are a couple of moments where it's a bit blatantly obvious, but yeah, it is good for the most part. A lot of people as well were quite skeptical about the whole raptor training thing. I didn't mind it actually. It was actually a really good addition to the story. I thought it worked really well, especially with Chris Pratt's character. Right, so I've said all the great things that I can about this film, but there are a few problems with this film. Like I said, the CGI, there is a bit too much of it at times, and it easily shows. Also, the script, the writing in this film isn't the best that you will ever see. Just the fact that the script got thrown around, the rights to it got thrown around so much to who would have the rights on the credits to it. You can easily see that, because one scene will look like it was written by someone else, whereas another would look like it was written by someone completely different. Which is fair enough, but for a film like this, you really have to know, you have to have one consistent script, and it just doesn't work all the time in this film. There are moments when it works just like from start to finish, but for the most part the script is a little bit all over the place, which isn't good. Also, character development and characterization isn't the best in this film. The main characters, such as Chris Pratt and unfortunately the two kids, they are developed quite well, but the characterization for everyone else is just left a little stale and undeveloped. Apart from those few little gripes, I had a whale of a time with this film. It was enjoyable. The last 10 minutes just was absolutely amazing. And the bit with the pterodactyls that you saw in the trailers, that bit is absolutely fantastic. It is, like, it's heart-pounding. It is such a good part of the film. The score's really good as well, forgot to mention that. Score's good, acting's good. For the most part, there are a few moments actually that I've just forgot to mention where they're supposed to be reacting to something, i.e. a dinosaur, and you do get a lot of these staring at tennis balls look, where they're obviously looking over there when the dinosaur's supposed to be here. You know what I mean? Like, they're not reacting to what they're supposed to be. Apart from those things, I had a really good time with this film. In these days, it's quite hard to... If you either like a film or you hate it. No one's in the middle. And if you are, it's hard for people to, you know, appreciate it. Even though it sounds like I'm completely panning this film, I'm not. I really enjoyed this film. It's definitely way better than the sequels. It's not as good as the first one, even though it does make nods to that at times, which at times are a bit blatant. But I had a whale of a time with this film. I'm definitely going to give it a very low 8 out of 10, because if I gave it a 7.5, if I gave it a 7.5 it wouldn't feel right, but if I gave it a 9 it wouldn't feel right as well. So I just wanted to find the common mid-ground of that. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Jurassic World. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Did you like it? Did you hate it? I'm in the middle, to be honest, but I did enjoy it. In Memory short film will be coming out at the weekend, hopefully. Phantom Menace review will be coming soon also. And yeah, stay awesome, guys. Remember to subscribe, like my Facebook page, The Media Critic, and yeah, there's nothing else for me to say. Bye!